Hi, Laurel. We're happy to have you here today to interview for a property staff position with Young Life. I'm just going to ask you some basic questions and you answer them as honestly as you can. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so first question. What motivates you?
I'm a really driven person, so I think my biggest motivator is myself. Um, I like to get things done, and yeah, I think I'm just a really driven person. So,
Okay, good. Why do you want this job?
um, Young Life has done a lot for me. It's where I first met Jesus, and so to be able to give that same opportunity to another high schooler that may be going through um, a dark place or a hard time, would just be really humbling. Just to be able to, show one kid, what a life with Christ would look like.
Okay. What would you say is your greatest strength?
I'm a very personable person. I think I can talk to a wide variety of people. I don't really know why. I'm really interested in people, so I just like to have conversations with them, and I'm a pretty outgoing person, so it helps.
Okay. What is your greatest weakness?
I am a little controlling. I I like things done in a very efficient way, and in my mind, sometimes I don't look at other angles, and so I just think that my way is the best way, and it's also really hard for me to ask for help sometimes, just because I think the best way to do it is for me to just do it on my own. But yeah, I think that would be my weakness.
Okay. What do you believe separates you from the other candidates applying for this position?
I think one thing that's in my favor is my experience. Been a part of Young Life for about 6 years now, and I've gone to several different camps, and I've been a leader for several years now. And so I've dealt with a lot of different situations, and I know a lot about Young Life. So, yeah.
Okay. How do you react to high stress situations?
I would say most of the time I kind of stay quiet. I don't shut down, but I like to process things internally, and so usually I get really quiet because I'm just thinking about how to get through the situation. It's not because I'm anxious or anything. It's just solely because I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Just to elaborate on that a little bit, can you give me an example of a high stress situation you've been in and how you handled that particular situation?
Yeah. So a few years ago, I was a boat driver at a Young Life camp, and I was driving some middle school girls, and they were on the inner tube, and they all fell off because, it's kind of what you do. And one of them, she hit her head, and she was really complaining. She was like, I don't know if I could do anything. I don't know if I can even get her back on the boat. And I was the only one on the boat, the only boat driver, and it was just me and a bunch of middle school girls. So, and I never dealt with anything like that before. So the idea that she could possibly be paralyzed, she could have a concussion, or she could be completely fine, I didn't know. So it scared me a little bit, and I handled it just like how I said. I got really quiet, and I just kind of talked out what the situation looked like, and she was able to get back on the boat. She just had a minor concussion, but it was scary because the idea that she could have possibly been paralyzed is very scary because it could have potentially been my fault, even though, it was just a fun ride.
Okay. We're going to move on from that one. Can you tell me about any times you've been a positive force while working with others?
Yes. So again, this last summer, I was at a Young Life camp, and I was on Waterfront, and we actually got to serve every ministry within Young Life while I was there, and because of my experience with Young Life and my age, this wasn't my first time on summer staff, like a majority of the people were. And so I was able to handle situations, I think, a lot more maturely and just efficiently as well. And I was able to show them, maybe instead of going about doing something like this, you could go about doing it this way. And talking to different kids, like for one instance, we had a multicultural urban group come, and none of the other summer staffers had ever dealt with an inner city group, but that's my ministry that I work with. And so it was very easy for me to get along with them and to show them and to, tell them the rules, but also still have fun with them.
Okay. Can you give me an example of a time you've worked on a team before and describe that experience to me?
Yeah. So, well, I did sports in high school, so I was obviously on a sports team. And then I've been a leader, so I've been on my ministry team. But I think I would say I'm a good leader. I'm a very vocal, outgoing person, and because I'm so personable, even the meekest person on the team, I can talk to them because, I don't know, I just can. And I'm not scared to share my opinion or show my ideas or, get us back on track. And so I think I'm a good leader representative, if that makes sense.
Okay. And last question, can you tell me about a few specific examples of your work ethic in past employment or in school that shows you are a disciplined person?
Yeah. So when I was a sophomore in high school, I was a varsity student and a varsity athlete, and I had a part-time job my pretty much sophomore and junior and senior of high school. I didn't need a job, I just wanted one. I didn't like the idea of having to ask my parents for everything, so I wanted one. And I was mainly a hostess or a nanny. And now I'm in nursing school, and I still have a job. I don't work as much, but also being in nursing school, it requires a lot of work, studying and skills and interacting with patients. And so being able to, just the experience I've had, I think.
Okay. Well, thank you for meeting with me today. It was nice to get to know you a little bit, and we'll get back to you soon and let you know about the job. Nick, it's your time to shine.
I'm not ready yet.
Too freaking bad at all times.